In this problem, we are going to look at using a function to calculate a real-life value, and we want to look at how the function notation works. We also want to look at how to enter this formula in our calculator, because that is one of the really important things that we need to know for this course. So let's take a moment to read the problem. You have negotiated the price of $25,200 for a new vehicle. You must now choose between 0% financing for 48 months or a $3,000 rebate. If you choose the rebate, you will still need a loan for the remaining balance. You found a credit union that is offering a loan for the balance at 4.5% compounded monthly for 48 months. Which option should you choose? So let's take a look at this problem and figuring it out. Let's talk about option 1. And we're going to call option 1 the 0% financing option. So in option 1, we don't actually have to use the formula at all because we have no interest rate. Our financing charge is 0. So what we are going to need is to pay the $25,200 over the course of 48 months. So we'll simply do the division. So we want to pay $25,200 over the course of 48 months. And I go to my calculator, type that in, and I get $525 per month. So that would be my payment under option 1. If I choose option 2, which is the $3,000 rebate, what is going to be my payment and which one is going to be really the better deal for me? So if I look at this, if I choose the rebate, that means I'm getting $3,000 back or $3,000 off the price of the vehicle. And then I'm going to need to finance the remaining balance. So let me first figure out that. So I'll take the $25,200 and I'll subtract out the rebate because I'll be able to pay that amount on the vehicle. And that gives me a remaining balance of $22,200. Now, I am going to have to figure out my monthly payment so that I can compare with option 1. And to figure out my payment, I need to use this huge formula up here. So this formula calculates payment. And this formula is explained over here in function notation. So payment is my output. That's what it calculates. And I have 3 different inputs. So the PV is the amount you're financing, which we just figured out that we will still need to finance $22,200. The I is the interest rate, and there's notes here. Interest rate is per period, which takes the interest rate as a decimal divided by the number of payments per year. So our interest rate as a decimal, 4.5, we move our decimal over 2, so I get 0.45, excuse me, 0.045. There we go. And so because percent is per 100, we move our decimal 2 places like that, and that is how I get this value. And then, since it is monthly, that means that there would be 12 payments per year. And again, I'm going to go to my calculator and figure out that value. I do not want to round if at all possible, so 0.00375 is the value. So my input for interest is 0.00375. Last input that I have is N, and N is the total number of periods or payments, and so we see that up here that it is for 48 months, so we're going to put in 48. So in my function notation, I'm using this formula, and I am specifically matching up with the notation, doing a payment based on inputs of $22,200, and that matches up with the PV, present value, and then 0.00375, that matches up with the I, the interest, and 48, which matches up with the N. So now I get to start plugging those into this formula, and I'm actually going to write it out, and I encourage you to do the same because seeing the formula is going to help us type it on our calculator as well. So I have 22,200. I have this huge parenthesis. Up top I have 0.00375. And then I have fraction bar, 1 minus parenthesis 1 plus 0.00375 to a negative 48 and end my parenthesis. Now on the graphing calculator we can type this almost exactly as it is written. The thing that we have to add is whenever we have a fraction, we're going to need parentheses around the denominator. So I'm going to get a different pen color and put those parentheses in. So when I go to type this, I'm going to have to add parentheses around this denominator. So when I go to type this in my calculator, I am literally typing left to right, and I will add this extra set of parentheses. So on my calculator, I start by typing 22,200. Then I'm typing this big parenthesis here, so parenthesis 0.00375 divided by, that's this fraction bar. Now I'm typing this red parenthesis, 1 minus, typing this blue parenthesis, 1 plus 0.00375, ending this parenthesis, caret key for the exponent, negative, not subtraction, but negative 48, typing this red parenthesis which ends the denominator, typing this big blue parenthesis which ends the problem. And I put my equals and I get a value of $506.24, and that would be per month. So now I get to look, and under the first option, no interest charges, but I am going to have to pay $525 a month. Second option, I take the $3,000, pay that off immediately, and finance the rest, and I have a payment of $506.24 per month. So which option should I choose? Well, I definitely should choose the second option. It gives me a lower monthly payment.